There are political fireworks in Britain this morning over a surprise move today by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to suspend Parliament, to limit the powers of the opposition to intervene on a no-deal Brexit. Let's go to Renee Filippone, who's now outside Westminster, the British Parliament. Renee, what is the latest this hour?
Well, this move by the Prime Minister came as a surprise to members of Parliament who are all on their summer vacation. In fact, only a few cabinet ministers knew that the Prime Minister was going to call up the Queen this morning and ask her to prorogue government. Now, there's a reason he says he's doing this, and there's reasons that are creating a lot of concern, and it has to do with the fact that the timeline to come up with a solution to Brexit is shrinking. Now, here's what it will do. Parliament was supposed to sit again on Monday for a number of weeks, but instead this will suspend Parliament the week of September 10th, and it won't resume until October 14th. So a number of opposition MPs had got together and said they would do everything they could to stop a no-deal Brexit or to try to get an extension, and they were going to use the legislature to do that. It appears they won't have the time to get through anything that would be effective in making crashing out of the EU to end that possibility. Now, as I mentioned, Johnson had said this is just business as usual. This is about resetting the parliamentary agenda, and that there are no concerns about a lack of time to come up with a solution to Brexit. I'm talking specifically about the fact that he will have a final meeting with EU leaders on October 17th. Have a listen to what he had to say.
There will be ample time on both sides of that crucial October the 17th summit, ample time in Parliament for MPs to debate the EU, to debate Brexit and all the other issues. Ample time.
That is a strong assurance from the Prime Minister that there will be ample time. It doesn't seem that many there in the UK are buying his assertions, though, Renee. What has the reaction been?
Well, we're hearing reports, Heather, that Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has in fact written a letter to the Queen raising his concerns about this and the fact that it goes against sort of the entire democratic process, and he's actually asked for a meeting with the Queen over this. We heard from the leader of the Scottish National Party, Nicola Sturgeon. She has some very strong words. Have a listen to her from earlier this morning.
Absolutely outrageous. Shutting down Parliament in order to force through a no-deal Brexit, which will do untold and lasting damage to the country against the wishes of MPs, is not democracy, it's dictatorship. And if MPs don't come together next week to stop Boris Johnson in his tracks, then I think today will go down in history as the day UK democracy died. This simply can't be allowed to happen.
Now, it's not just the politicians that are commenting. We've also heard from the Speaker of the House, John Bercow, and he sent out a statement, a very strong statement, and it reads, however it is dressed up, it is blindingly obvious that the purpose of prorogation now would be to stop Parliament debating Brexit and performing its duty in shaping a course for the country. Now, there are questions now about whether this move by Boris Johnson could lead to a non-confidence vote. It was something that they didn't have the numbers to get through before, but with all this anger towards the move to prorogue Parliament, some of those things could change. Heather?
Renee, thank you very much. Sounds like there's going to be more from Jeremy Corbyn on this today and from others, and you're right there at Westminster to bring us all of the reaction. Thank you, Renee Filippone.